something new. I remember I'm actually in my classroom, I'm sitting down, and we're actually having a test right now. And during the test, I was actually kind of worried because I thought that I was going to do pretty bad on it. However, I finished writing the test, the last questions, and I walk over to give it to the teacher, and I look around me. No one is done. I'm the first one done. And, like, as I was looking around, I was just smiling and slightly giggling because I just felt so proud of myself. And I kept thinking and telling to myself, holy frick, I am better than all of these people combined. Like, I said that word for word. I told you my exact thought, word for word. And there is a reason why I kind of think these things, which is a future topic for a future video. But I just thought that, and I was like, wow. And as I look back on that, I realized that that's arrogance, having a big ego, which can be a bad thing. What's the opposite of ego, of arrogance? It's humility. Being humble is a very useful trait to have, whilst arrogance, although it can be good, it can hold you back. What is humility? Humility is realizing where you truly are in life and realizing that you're not as good as you think you are, and that you can continue to improve. And humility is actually kind of a hard thing to achieve in my life, because like my ego has been fed so much. In my school and like everywhere, I'm known as two things: Asian, because I get good grades effortlessly, and two, Rizzy. Like, I have pretty decent social skills because of this path that I've been on. And when people constantly compliment you, and you don't really know how to handle all that, that can feed and build up your ego. And that's exactly what I've been doing. So I've come up with this exercise that will help with decreasing your ego and increasing your humility, allowing you to see yourself for who you truly are and avoid overestimating yourself. There's this template that I've been using pretty recently, and it's actually made me quite more humble, which is... This is the template, right? I'm not as good as I think I am. I'm worse at this thing than I actually think. And then after that, you admit your weaknesses. So for example, I'm not as productive as I think I am. I'm actually more unproductive than I actually think. You know, sometimes I have like this thing I remember, oh yeah, I have to do this thing later. I have this important task. Should I do it now or should I do it later? And so many times, I push it back and I procrastinate. And during my work sessions, although I meditate and I'm decently good at focusing on this one thing, I still get distracted and derailed by so many things quite often. Like, as I'm doing work on my laptop, I just have this thought, oh yeah, what's that meme that I saw earlier? Oh yeah, and then I press a new tab, and I just type up that meme, and I waste a solid 15 minutes on just random thought, and go down this rabbit hole. So you can see from my example there, you can say, I'm not as good at it as I think I am on this one thing. I'm actually worse than I think I am on this one thing again. And then after that, you admit your weaknesses with that thing. Because usually when you when you talk to yourself in your mind, you always like bring your ego up and give yourself compliments that objectively they actually aren't true, even though in your mind you think they are. And so this template that I've used, which kind of downgrades your perceived skill level, which then actually increases your humility, which is very powerful. Because arrogance is like being at the top and looking down and realizing I'm so much better than everyone else, whilst humility is looking up and seeing I still have so much to go. When you're arrogant and you think that you're at the top, you stop improving because you believe it's not necessary to improve. You're already at the top, so why must you keep improving? Whilst humility, it's putting yourself down and realizing that you still have a long way to go. So you still think that it's necessary to work and continue to improve yourself, which is why humble people are more successful than the arrogant people, because the arrogant people, they get complacent and they stop making progress, whilst the humble people, they continue to make more progress. And it's also just better. People like respect you more because you're not this arrogant guy who boasts to everyone, I'm so much better than you, but you're this humble guy that although you're at a higher level than everyone else, you bring yourself down to the level of everyone else. So yeah, just use that template that I have personally been using for quite a while now. I'm not good at this one particular thing. I'm actually worse than I thought at this particular thing. And then after that, you admit your weaknesses. Oh, I'm not as healthy as I think I am. I'm actually more unhealthy than I thought I actually was. In fact, I've been trying to get consistent sleep for so long now, actually, for my entire self-improvement journey, and I've struggled very bad. I keep thinking, oh yeah, let's sleep at 10 o'clock, but then I end up sleeping at 2 o'clock because I've been distracted on this one video. Or I say, oh, let's wake up at 6 a.m., but then I wake up at 6 a.m. and then I sleep again, which completely messes up your circadian rhythm within your body. I also eat like lots of trash food, very sugary, and I know that that messes up just everything in your body and mental health. And sometimes I find myself like breathing faster than I should be breathing. If you didn't know this, then you should breathe slowly all the time, because that builds up the CO2 in your blood and makes you more healthy, etc., etc. You can use that template and bring your perception of yourself down so that you can therefore continue bringing yourself up. Be humble.